Okay, I wanted to look at some more challenging problems here as well. So I've uploaded a blank copy if you want to work through them on your own first and then look over the video. But I thought it might be fun to do a couple of these that just involve a little bit more thinking. So let's get going here with this very first problem. So taking a look here, I know that if this is x degrees right here, because these lines are parallel, I know my alternate interior angles are also going to be congruent. So that would also be x degrees. Okay? All right. So if this x degree intercepts a 100-degree arc, then it's going to be 50 degrees. And this x over here is also going to be 50 degrees. Okay? Y is going to be twice this angle right here. So if this inscribed angle is 50, then this arc over here is going to be 100 degrees. Okay? Now, the only other thing left to solve for is z. So if I could figure out what this arc is right here, divide that in half, that'll give me z. Okay? So if I take 100 plus 90 plus 100 again, that gives me 290. Subtract that from 360. It's going to make that 70 degrees. So this arc is 70 degrees. So angle Z would have to be 35 degrees. All right, guys. So X is 50 degrees. Y is 100 degrees. And Z is 35 degrees. Okie doke. Let's look at our next problem here. We've got big diagram down here with a whole lot of givens and a whole lot of missing information. So let's just kind of start to fill in some things that we do know based on what we've been given. I know that BF is going to be twice of this 52-degree angle, so it's going to be 104 degrees. I know that AE is going to be twice that 21, so it's going to be 42 degrees. Okay? Now I've got enough information to figure out what AB is going to be, because if I add all these other arcs together, subtract them from 360, that's what AB is going to be. So 104 plus 41 plus 75 plus 42. If I add all that together, I get 262. Subtract that from 360. That's going to make AB 98 degrees. Okay? So now we can start to fill in some information here on our missing variables. So I know that AE is 42 degrees. I know that BF is 104 degrees. I know that AB is 98 degrees. I know that the measure of angle 1 is going to be 1/2 of that 104. And it's going to be congruent to angle E over here because they both intercept the same arc. So it's going to be 52 degrees. And then I also know that EBD is going to be 1/2 of 75. So it's going to be 37.5 degrees. So not too bad once we got some other stuff filled in there that we were missing. Okay, let's look at a couple more on this side. Find the value of all the variables. Well, again, we can just start to fill in information based on what we've been given. I know that C is the center of my circle. Okay, so that's going to make this this is going to be a semicircle right here. So if this is 80 degrees, this is going to be 100 degrees. Okay, likewise, if this is 30 degrees, this is going to be 150 degrees. If this angle right here, angle A, intercepts a semicircle, if it intercepts a diameter, it's going to be a 90-degree angle. Okay? So I know that that's going to be a 90-degree angle. I know that angle F is going to be 1/2 of 100, so it's going to be 50 degrees. I know that angle M is going to be 1/2 of 80, so it's going to be 40 degrees. I know that angle E is going to be 30 degrees because it's a central angle and it's the same as the arc that it intercepts. I know that this is an isosceles triangle because these two are radii. And then I know that this would be 150 degrees because that forms a linear pair. 50 plus 30 is 180. And if this is isosceles, then I know that my base angles are going to be the same. So together, they have to be 30 degrees because 30 plus 150 is 180. So that's going to make this angle right here 15 degrees, and it makes angle N also 15 degrees. Okay, guys? So I know that A is 90 degrees. I know that B is 100 degrees. I know that D is 150 degrees. I know that E is 30 degrees. I know that F is 50 degrees. I know that M is 40 degrees. And I know that N is 15 degrees. All right. So let's move on to the last problem on this page. So I've got this diagram here, and I'm trying to solve for X, Y, and Z. Okie doke. So let's look here. I know that these two are congruent. I can find the measure of this arc by doubling the 76. That's going to make this 152. And then I can find the measure of this arc by subtracting 152 from 360. That's going to make this arc 208. So what that means is y plus y equals 208. So 2y is 208. So that's going to make y equal 104 degrees. Okay? So y is 104 here, and it's 104 here. Okay? I know that x is going to be 1/2 of the 208. So x is also going to be 104 degrees. And then I know that z is going to be 1/2 of that 104. So it's going to be 52 degrees.